Hey boo, my name is Tracy and welcome to my channel, Criminal Traces. On this channel, I'm going to cover mystery, murder, and mayhem. They say every crime leaves a trace, and lucky for you, I'm right here. Today, I'm going to cover the recent disappearance case that has TikTok, Reddit, and Facebook in a frenzy. Hannah Kobayashi. Her story captured national attention when the 30-year-old photographer from Hawaii never boarded her connecting flight. What started as a routine flight turned into a bizarre and tragic string of events involving cryptic messages, international borders, and heartbreak. So let's get into details. On November 11th, 2024, Hannah Kobayashi was scheduled to fly from Los Angeles to New York for a work-related assignment. However, she never boarded her connecting flight to New York. Her absence was quickly noticed by her family and friends, who then reported her missing on the same day. At first, there was hope that Hannah might have simply just missed her flight, but as hours turned into days, the concerns of the family grew. Messages began to surface, allegedly from Hannah herself, suggesting that she was in danger. However, to the public's surprise, Hannah was spotted on camera at 10 p.m. the same night at the Pico Metro train station in downtown LA, willingly planning to cross the border into Mexico. The footage of Hannah captured at the train station showed her in bad shape, disheveled, and seemingly with company, male company. At this point, it was declared that she was in danger. I think in real time, as this was happening, we all assumed that she was being trafficked in some way. So in addition to the LAPD efforts, Hannah's family did enlist the help of private investigators and also sought media attention to assist with collecting more information from the public. Eventually, her family launched a GoFundMe campaign that raised nearly $50,000 to support search efforts and related expenses. The funds were intended to cover the search operations and to assist with the tragic passing of her father. Yes, you heard that correctly. On November 24th, 13 days after his daughter went missing, Hannah's father, Kenji Kobayashi, passed away from suicide by gunshot wound. His body was discovered in a parking lot in the Koreatown neighborhood of Los Angeles. By this point, Hannah was still not successfully located. Her father was one of the most vocal advocates, so this really was so sad to hear about. My condolences are extended to the family. 2 days after his death, on November 26th, the LAPD actually announced at a press conference that Hannah had missed her flight on purpose. The family was in disbelief. Like, what do you mean she missed it on purpose? Her sister, especially, Elena Kobayashi, even released a statement claiming that's really unusual for Hannah and that the LAPD was not communicating this update or any updates up until this press conference.
Her to let me know if she's like in distress or if something like really dramatic was happening in her life. And this is just so bizarre because she's never mentioned going to Mexico, and it just doesn't make sense to me because I believe this is her first time ever even being in LA, and for her to go and do this on her own from LA and to cross the border of Mexico on her own with supposedly no phone, it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me, and it feels like someone else is involved or controlling her or doing something. And I can't discount the fact that, you know, just because she was allegedly seen alone, that doesn't necessarily mean, just because there's so much exposure on this case, it doesn't mean that she's necessarily alone and someone's just doing this from a distance, knowing that they don't want to be exposed.
So come to find out that in the days of the investigation leading up to the press conference, police had reviewed more video footage released displaying Hannah crossing the Mexican border on November 13th, alone, not displaying any visible signs of distress. They also found out that Hannah sent money to a man named Jonathan and a woman named Veronica. We don't really know what that's about, but they did become persons of interest. At some point, Hannah was also spotted at Venice Beach with an unidentified man. Now, although her missing persons case was now national news, Hannah was behaving really suspiciously. She was displaying signs of not wanting to be seen, found, or photographed, and this was one of the reasons her case was classified into a voluntary missing person. What does this mean? Unlike involuntary missing persons cases, a voluntary missing persons case is when an adult decides to leave or disappear of their own volition or will, without evidence of foul play. So an example would be like wanting privacy, escaping personal issues, or starting a new life. This changes the approach to the investigation. Once a missing persons case is confirmed as involuntary, it's typically deprioritized and often closed unless new evidence emerges. And of course, limited resources are allocated because there's no crime involved in a voluntary disappearance. This often leaves the bulk of the responsibility of further investigation to the family, and Hannah's case was no different. On December 11th, Hannah's sister, Sydney Kobayashi, posted on Facebook and announced that Hannah had been located and that she was safe. What? Then on December 15th, a month after she was initially reported missing, Hannah Kobayashi re entered the United States from Mexico. The LAPD officially closed the case, confirming that the disappearance was voluntary. She was questioned and released into the care of her attorney, not her family. She went on to release a statement through her aunt where she claimed that she was completely unaware of the extensive media coverage surrounding her disappearance. She asked for privacy and said that her focus is now on personal healing, but the reasons for the entire debacle remain unclear. So now I have questions. Why did Hannah Kobayashi leave without informing anyone? What prompted her to cross the border into Mexico? Was this premeditated? What did the messages mean? Who is that man? Now, one thing I didn't mention earlier was that Hannah's phone was actually pinged at the LAX airport the day after she missed her flight. So on November 12th, her last text to the family at the time had indicated that she might have been in a vulnerable state and possibly planned to harm herself. So this is what it said. Hi, loves. Just finished a very intense spiritual awakening. I'm charging my phone and headed back to the airport to NYC. I might need some help getting there. It's a long story. I'll keep you posted. I got hacked. I can't fly. I got tricked pretty much into giving my funds away for someone I loved. So this text message was sent before she left. So was her phone lost or was it left there purposely? Some of the other alleged concerning texts from Hannah wrote, Matrix Underworld shit girl, this is way beyond me. I might go to a homeless shelter. I literally can't love. And other very cryptic messages. Her friends have since provided statements saying that like those screenshots don't feel like her. It doesn't sound like her. She usually uses emojis. And that was reported on the NY Post on November 29th. So it's not entirely clear exactly what information was found on her phone or whether her phone was discovered at all. But like I said earlier, LAPD pinged her phone at the LAX airport. And the details about its possible contents just haven't been fully disclosed with the public. Supposed screenshots have been floating around, but everything presented in this video is alleged. I'm just trying to connect the dots. The man that she was spotted with when she was looking like unwell and disheveled was eventually cleared by the LAPD. He was fully cooperative. He provided his part of the story, and it was found that there was no foul play, so he was released. Please forgive me if the camera angle changes just ever so slightly. I did end up needing to recharge my phone to record this last little bit that I have to say. There was some speculation about a K9 visa like scam that she was a part of, but there's simply not enough reliable information out about that yet. So maybe I will cover that next time when there's updates. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching my first true crime coverage case. I know that this isn't the most crime related thing, but I wanted to start off slow because I get into some real gory shit. But anyway, go ahead and like, comment a pink emoji, and subscribe for more criminal traces. And remember that you can do whatever you want, just don't hurt people. See you next time. Bye. Then on December, I've been unaware of the unextensive, what? And by the 15th, Hannah, she eventually went on to release, if you've made it to the end of this video, now there is speculation about a K9 visa media coverage surrounding her disappearance. Why do I keep saying it like that?